It's time!
Oh, yeah. It's time for Miss Lou Champion Sports Talk.
I knew these two guys when I had hair.
For me, it was just all about being coachable, being approachable, being a good team guy, and being what I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be.
Where were they getting the hair from?
I think they took it from his lower back.
Okay.
And they moved it to the top. With me, Ronnie Calhoun, and the legend, Joey Martin. It's entertaining, informative, and sometimes a little crazy. So sit back and enjoy the show. Hey guys, before we get started, we want to tell you about our awesome partners, Cyra Technology, Greg Vet Clinic, Hicks Chicks, Kenny Chesney's Blue Chair Bay Rum, and all of our awesome partners that you see on the screen right now. Make sure to do business with them and tell them Miss Lou Champion sent you. Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Sports Talk with my man, Joey Martin. How are you?
I'm good, brother.
The newly named Concordian of the Year, Joey Martin. I'm
Volunteer of the year.
very proud for you, brother.
For us both.
Yeah, that was a quite an honor to receive for you, and that's and well deserved. Well deserved.
You as well.
Well, thank you. And I was very, very glad to see that, man. So glad to be here today.
Yeah. It's a little cooler too.
Yeah, that's right.
We're getting closer to that football weather.
That's right. Well, halfway through the season, we're almost to football weather. So, real quick, as always, we're brought to you by Magnolia Bluff Casino. Make sure to catch all the big games in the sports section. TVs everywhere. Place a bet or two while you're down there. I went and watched a Saints game down there the other day. April took good care of me, and as always, it's fun to see the TVs everywhere, and you got all the different games. And as always, also, we're driven by Sango GMC. Visit our buddy Mark Sanguinetti and his champion team in Winsboro or Vidalia for all of your new or used car needs. And thank you to all of our amazing partners, the Concordia Sentinel and everybody else out there. Lastly, thank you to all of our veterans and our military men and women serving all over the world. We got a champion show today. A legendary show, I guess you would say. Not just champion, a Hall of Fame, all-star, legendary, however you want to put it. We've got they're getting ready to honor Coach Robert Cade in the Faraday High gym naming ceremony. Their father. We've got Faraday High School basketball coach Sean Davis and our friend Miss Robbie Cade Furge in the house.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be
excited about that.
That's right. So, but before we get those guys on, let's hit some local sports.
Okay. Well, South State softball this Saturday. We got both of our teams involved. Cathedral's playing Oak Forest. The Green Wave defeated Prairie View Tuesday, 7-3. And Prairie View has a really good pitcher, so that was a big win for them. They finished 19-3, and like I say, they're going to be playing Oak Forest at 10 o'clock. I think should be an outstanding.
All those games are in Brookhaven, if I recall. He said
McGee and Brookhaven. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check. Maybe McGee and then State. McGee is State. So,
okay.
But and then as well, AC they finished their season 13-11. Great job by Savannah Buck there. I mean, she just. They finished fourth, so I think they got that last spot. But good for them getting in. She's done a really amazing job there. Her and Craig Beasley both. Just can't say enough of what they've done.
Yeah, I think going back to that first interview that we had with both teams before the season started, I think that 13-11 is a nice win for AC right now in the direction that they're moving, and just getting into this is a big a big win and a good accomplishment. And then Cathedral finishing 19-3 with that, like Coach Beasley said last week, with that, I think they were 17-3 then, but he said to be sitting here with this with this schedule that we've had is pretty impressive.
It is.
So yeah, I'm impressed by all the local girls here.
Absolutely. We wish them both the best of luck. Yeah. Looking back at football last Friday night, Vidalia High's Michael Randall passed and ran for a score. In a crazy game, they outlasted Block 36-34, 2 overtimes. So they got to the Block missed their second conversion, so they were up by 6. And then Vidalia had the ball last. They scored, and he was bringing out Ibrahim Sealy to kick the extra point. I said, were you just trying to do something? He said, no, that kid's money. I said, okay. But Block jumped off sides, so they went to try for 2 then because they only had a yard and a half to go, and
Uh-huh.
they got that to win it. So
Wow.
wild game, wild game.
Where was that at?
That was in Jonesville.
That was in Jonesville.
Yeah.
Okay. And the lights worked?
The lights worked.
Okay.
Absolutely. Faraday High completed its sweep with a 32-14 win over Delta Charter for kind of the parish unofficial title, but game was a lot closer than 32-14. Delta Charter battled. I was really impressed with them.
Yeah, I was looking at the score, and it kind of got away from them, it seems, at the end. But
It could have easily ended up 24-14 or even 24-20.
yeah,
Yeah, it was tight throughout. And
two good local teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the amount of respect. I mean, it's good to see the Delta Charter playing our public schools. It should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah. And all the guys from all the different schools, from the Vidalia, Faraday, and Delta Charter, all seemed like they were excited to be playing each other. Yeah.
Exactly. And both games were very physical. I mean, I told Blake, I said, I don't like Blake Wheeler at Delta Charter. I usually don't like early season buys, but man, this couldn't have come at a better time from you. He said, yeah, we need some healing.
Yeah.
Over at Cathedral, happy homecoming, happy birthday for Josh Loy as they defeated Brookhaven 24-21.
Yeah.
Good win for them as well. They're now 3-3, and they're hosting Park Lane Friday.
I feel like that's a pretty good spot for Cathedral right now.
It is.
I mean,
It really is.
I feel like that they've. I think that they're having a good season right now.
Sure.
3-3 is a good season. I think.
Yeah, they've had a tough schedule. You're right.
Yeah.
ACCS Coleman Carter scores from 1 yard out as time ran out for a come from behind 28-23 win over Oak Forest. And Coach King told me before this is going to be a battle, and it always is with Oak Forest, and it was. And they had to come back. And man, anytime you can do that, it's bodes well for your team. They're 5-1 now, and they host Silliman.
Yeah, I think especially being a defending champion, you need some adversity.
Right.
And which they got it early when they went and got punched in the mouth in that one game, so they know about adversity. But now they've had adversity that they fought back from.
Yeah,
so those are two different types of adversity.
Exactly.
And I think that bodes well, like you said, moving into the playoffs down the road and all that, to have games like that.
Yes, indeed.
Build that confidence that somebody's going to make that play at the end.
Right. And they got some great leaders. Buddy, Steve Davis and Natchez High, they dropped their first game to Ocean Springs, and they host Jefferson County, big game tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's going to be wild.
That's going to be rocking.
And he said we got to regroup, we got to learn from it. And he's handling it well, and that now's the time for the guys to step up. And of course, they'll be ready for Jefferson County. There won't be no hangover.
Well, I think if we would have asked Coach Davis at the beginning of the year, off camera, and if he's being completely honest and transparent, if we'd have said, "Hey, what do you think about a 3-1 start?" I think he would have probably said, "Where can I sign?" I think
jumped on that.
Yeah, I think a 3-1 start is a good start for them. And
it is.
And like you said, what do? You regroup. You go back and get back on the saddle and ride again. That's it.
Fix what you messed up and get ready.
And they've got good kids. I mean, we've interviewed quite a few of them, and we know that there's quality kids, and we know that their mindset's there. So I'm confident in that they'll come back strong.
That's going to be a wild setting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But big game as well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about it for the local.
Okay. Well, man, I guess we'll go ahead and get to Coach Davis and Robbie, because I'm excited to hear what they have to say. Big weekend coming up for their family.
Absolutely.
So, all right, guys, we'll be right back after a quick break.
Playtime, game time. Anytime is a good time at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel. Play to win our $50,000 Ace of Spades Progressive with drawings every Friday and Saturday through November 2nd. Score big wins at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel. It's always a good time. Visit magnoliabluffscasino.com.
Guys, Ronnie and Shannon here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we're here at our amazing partners, Gregg Veterinary Hospital.
Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss Lou since 2002.
They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care.
Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans.
And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too.
So call Greg Vet today.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit MissLouChampions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.
All right, guys, we are back with Coach Sean Davis and our friend Robbie Furge, Robbie Cade Furge. How are you, Robbie?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How are you, Coach?
Pretty good, pretty good. Glad to be here.
We appreciate you guys coming in today.
Yes,
Robbie, we appreciate you taking a few minutes with us today because we know how busy you are, and you said Coach is as busy as you are, so we glad to have y'all in here this morning.
Good to be here.
So we're gonna talk a little bit on we got some big news coming up, something big happening this weekend,
And I'm going to get them to talk about it. Robbie, first of all, you got to help me here. Take your hat, your coat,
and
and
leave.
leave. That was what they told the other fans with like 2 minutes to go in the game back in the 80s.
Take your hat, your coat,
and
leave.
leave. Then they would have the car keys jingling them. Those are fun days, weren't
Good
they?
days, good days, good days.
Of course, you were shining on the court then.
Yes, sir.
Robbie, what was it like going to those games?
Oh man, the atmosphere was electrifying. Packed arenas, I would say, packed gymnasiums, standing room only. It was fun. I really missed those days. Good food at the concession stand and in the coaches lounge, where I probably wasn't supposed to be at, but I was eating snacks that was provided. But it was good. It was very competitive too. I mean, the athleticism was totally different, and it was just something. It was something to behold. Kind of missed those days.
Yeah, people sitting on top of the closet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Sean, go ahead and tell us about what's going to be going on Saturday.
Well, long overdue. They're gonna name the GM in our father's honor at 1 o'clock Saturday, Fairleigh High School.
Robert K. Gym.
Robert K. Gymnasium, and like I say, it's just it's good for the family. Very excited about it. He's very excited about it himself. Also, the 10 people from Tensaw kind of jealous. Actually, a couple people stopped by the school this morning and say, "Hey, he was here first. He was here first, came to Tensaw first." But very excited to get the GM name out there.
That's going to be 1 o'clock.
1
Is
o'clock
that correct?
at the high school.
Tell me a little bit about his coaching career for anybody that doesn't know. Like you just said, did he start at Tensaw? Kind of take us on that journey.
Well, he started at Water, where all was a graduate assistant at Alcorn, football and basketball on Dave Whitney and everything. Initially went to Waterproof first initially.
Yes.
Waterproof first initially, and stayed in there 4 or 5, about 6 years, and then opportunity came available in Faraday to coach basketball, and Mr. Bush wanted him to come to Faraday to coach basketball, and he started there 84, 85 season. Yeah.
And how long did he coach at Faraday?
To 1999, is that correct?
Yes, I want to say 98 maybe, because I think he went to Natchez in 1998, 99.
Yeah,
School
because y'all won
term.
state in 88 and 89.
Mhm.
So that 89 must have been his last year.
No, it had to be 99.
Not in the 80s?
Before he went to Natchez.
Yeah. Okay. But y'all,
Yes,
y'all
I
won
think he-
state,
Yeah,
right?
88. Yeah, 88 and 89.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So so you played for him?
I did.
What was that like?
I did. No, that dream come true. I mean, I had my own career going at North Natchez High School at the time, doing pretty good over there. But I saw he was doing a very good, a new thing in Faraday. We had Freddie Scott, he had some real good players, Sean Griggs, guys like that. You know what? Let me go take my talent to Faraday and join those guys. But as a father in the house, and you see the consistency, you're like, man, I'm playing for him, and that kind of stuff. So went over there, had a good time, and it was a good time,
Mhm.
good time. But he treated me just like one of the regular old boys. Matter of fact, a little bit harder on me because he couldn't show no favoritism, that kind of stuff.
Right.
That was
So,
going to be our next question.
yeah.
I bet that was gonna be my next question.
Yeah,
Is
couldn't
did he
show any
treat you
favor-
harder than
yeah,
others?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't show no favoritism. And he was right. He was right.
But quiet on the sidelines.
That's it. Quiet with a lollipop in his mouth.
With the lollipop. That's where Coach Sanders got the lollipop from.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that's funny.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the funniest stories I like to tell and hear is when Rick Brown was his assistant coach, who was later the Vidalia principal. And of course, your dad wouldn't say anything, and Rick would get into it. And all of a sudden, there was a technical on the bench. And Coach K's like, what's going on? What's that on? And Mr. Brown walks up to him and says, I got that technical, Coach. Oh. And he starts walking away and he turns around and he says, oh, yeah, if there's another technical, you're going to get kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
Well, we called y'all's dad the bus driver because people would think he was driving the bus. He was so unassuming. But boy, when he could coach, couldn't he?
He can coach. You know, like we did a lot of hard work. We cool at during the game, but during the regular practice, it was kind of hard on him. You know.
Yeah.
He didn't throw towels and all that kind of stuff. Like I pretty much throw towels and all that kind of stuff. I don't get that from him and everything. But a lot of hard work and practice and kind of played off in the game. So kind of let us do our thing. Game could we prepare well to practice and everything.
Yeah. Robbie, tell us about Coach as a dad and as a man. That I know that you guys have a lot going on. So tell us just more about him as a person.
So our dad is I always say kind of like God. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's consistent in all things. Very compassionate, very loving, very present. Even though he and my mom had a lot of opportunities, coaching opportunities, educational responsibilities, they were still present. I don't recall a time in our lives, in our career, in our younger ages that they were not involved and available and present for us. Also very family oriented. They believed in the family structure, still do to this day. So much so, our dad is everybody's dad in Faraday. Whether he was your coach, he showed up at your mom's house, your grandmama's house, eating greens at the table. If there was a discipline problem, he showed up to enforce discipline in the homes. He was just that guy, and ultimately very friendly. I know, Ronnie, you say all the time, you'll see me on Main Street and I'll say, hey, Ronnie Calhoun. Well, anybody that knows my daddy, that's exactly how my daddy is. Hey, Joey Martin, he don't care where he is, Walmart, at a church service. He's going to acknowledge people because he believes, that people are one of the greatest blessings. So he's always been very friendly, very present, very much so available. Very family oriented, and definitely a blessing. We are indeed, Sean could tell you, fortunate to have the set of parents that we have, and we've been very sacrificial in I would say lending our parents to everybody else. But it's been a joy just growing up with him as a father and my mom as our mom.
Yeah, you talk about your mom as Betty. She certainly doesn't get enough credit for it, all she's done. She's been the backbone, hasn't she?
Yeah, we don't want to leave her out there.
Well, we grew up knowing, and my dad made it crystal clear that my mom, our mom, is the MVP. I mean, he would give her even awards at the house. You know, you'll come home and see plaques at our house that says the MVP, because I don't think people really understand the life of a coach's wife, and the sacrifice and the long practices and the watching film, and the different things that go into it. But my mom, I mean, even though she was coaching, she was very much so supportive of him and the journey. And I always tell people this, even with the ministry that our parents have. My dad's the face. My mom is the brand. My mom is my mom is really the hands behind everything that you see functioning. So Coach K was able to do what Coach K was able to do because of Betty K. Without her, there are no state championships. There are no, community initiatives or change. She did that. So we appreciate it.
And real quick, both of you guys can touch on this in whatever order you want to. Talk about the sort of the Christian side of him and everything, because I know that that's a big part of all of you guys' life. And what role do you think that played in his leadership? And no telling how many people he's touched over the years and brought them to a better place.
I'll let you start, Steve.
Yeah, man, I think that is the reason there was such a great impact. Christ centered. Dad never. What he preached is who he was. I mean, it wasn't a do as I say do, not as I do. It was do exactly what I'm doing. Follow me as I follow Christ. And so I think that was the driving force for him being able to make an impact in the community in the Miss Lou region the way that he did, because he was led by God. And we can attest. We saw Dad praying at home. We saw him studying the word at home. We saw the pattern of going to church consistently. That's who he is. That's who he was. That's who he always be. And so a lot of people know him as coach. But now, if you notice, so many people don't even call him coach no more. Everybody calls him bishop because they recognize, his lifestyle, and his commitment to Christ. And so they honor that through even the title that they give him.
Yeah, Coach, what do you?
I was just going to piggyback off her, just what she said. Pretty much that's the base. Started out as a coach and got to the religious side, and that kind of took over for the most part. Even was coming to high school, Fairleigh High School. Friday morning we had FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and you have 200 people there in the gym at 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
6:30 in the morning. So that pretty much exemplifies the kind of man he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, talk about you went to Oklahoma State, then Louisiana Tech played basketball. And what was that like?
Night and day, big budgets. Oklahoma State, big budgets, fly everywhere. Louisiana Tech, smaller budget, take the bus. But enjoyed the experience at Oklahoma State tremendously. I was called to go there. Okay, I'm trying to think about. And I talked to Leonard Hampton from time to time. He always asked for my dad, and Dad gave him a book.
Coach.
Dad preached to him on my visit. Went up there one weekend, preached and kind of turned Coach Hamilton life around.
Wow, that's awesome. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but Oklahoma State, enjoyed that tremendously.
What year was that?
88 to 92.
Okay.
Oklahoma State.
Then you joined the Navy, and you were a traffic controller for the Department of Defense.
Best decision of my life. Joined the Navy for 5 years.
How much pressure is that?
Well, not really pressure at all. We're not gonna call it a game or a target, a game show. We can treat it like it's a game for the most part. Just keep the dice apart and keep moving.
So you come back to Fairleigh to coach. I mean, what led you to do that?
Well, it's kind of funny. Me and my dad was talking one day. I was like, you know what? Hey, why don't you go? I'm telling him, hey, take a job Fairleigh for a year, hold it for me. Be back in a year. And so, due to retire. And it just took off we're just playing around. Next thing I know, I'm coming home on the weekend sometimes. People are, oh, are you gonna be next coach in about a year? So and it just took on a life of its own for the most part. So it just worked out perfect. I was retiring at the same time, needed a job, and they was getting older, want to come home and take care of their parents, stuff like that. So it just worked out smooth.
Of course, your first team was a year after COVID when they didn't even play basketball. How tough was that?
That was tough. That was tough. It was just tough. You had a lot of guys that they played basketball, didn't know basketball. So, and it wasn't coach's old slogan. A lot of people people that played basketball players, and people that played basketball. We had a lot of people that played basketball, no basketball players. So we had to develop all those guys, and you had to fit all these different personalities, totally different personalities. Everybody had different personalities on that team. So you had to kind of group them all and put them all together. But that was pretty challenging. Pretty challenging.
Yeah. What do you think what are some things that you took away from Coach Cade that are helping you as a coach?
We just always pushing, never be satisfied with nothing. Can't rest on your laurels. Somebody's always working. He always said that. Somebody's always working. So, and I do it with my kids today. You can play games. Before we play games, anything, we get our work done, our physical training done, and then we go and play games. And he was always like that. Get your work done first.
Yeah.
And because somebody always trying to beat you or be better than you. Okay.
Is there any other coach you kind of pattern yourself after or learn from?
Well, Coach Leonard Hamilton and Bill Self had both of those guys at Oklahoma State. So, so that was, and we knew back then Bill was going to be pretty talented. He was just a grad student. He was like first, second year.
Wow, I didn't realize he was there.
He was pretty good. So we knew then he was going to be pretty good.
So you took a lot of what they did.
Yeah, pretty much for the most part. Okay.
Yeah. What would you say is a staple of Coach Cade's teams? Was it toughness or was it athletics? What was kind of like their team every year? You knew you were gonna walk in and get this.
That pressure man-to-man defense, full court.
Yes.
He didn't, but today kids like training in the air conditioning, all that kind of. We had a hot gym, a big old fan blowing hot air, and we just got used to it. Just as long as it was blowing. But we made a purpose to train in that kind of environment. So came game time, we can turn the heat up on everybody.
So I'm thinking like the Arkansas team.
Yeah,
Is
those
that what
kind of
is
teams. Yeah,
that is
full
that
court.
is that what you
Yeah,
guys do?
40 minutes ahead, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Baseline to baseline.
Yeah.
And we had teams. I mean, with Coach K's team in particular, they just love playing defense. Unlike the teams of the day, they want to play defense first.
Yeah.
And then offense.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah.
Robbie, did you ever see your brother coaching?
Yes.
Oh, you knew it, huh? What gave you the inclination that he was going to do that?
My brother is very smart, very strategic, and I think that in itself made me figure that either he was going to do something in business or something in athletics.
Okay.
Sean's a builder, so I know that he has the capacity to develop things and create things, and that's what you have to do as a coach. You're developing teams and creating things. So of course I saw it not just by his skill set, but even coaching is a mindset. Like I think sometimes people feel like just because I was an athlete, I can be a coach, but it's a mindset that goes with the coaching element of it. So I definitely saw him doing that. And I also wanted to say too, he's right. Dad's team was known for defense and shooting. He always, I don't know how, but there was always some phenomenal shooters on Dad's team. And they may not have come to him as a shooter, but in his, once training under him, he kind of basically created a lot of lethal weapons on the shooting aspect of it. So they knew Coach K is going to be 4 passes and a shot at some point. The shot got to get up, and so I think that was another thing to add. But I definitely saw my brother doing what my parents did. Both of my brothers actually doing what my parents did, and probably superseding the things that they've done.
Robbie, a lot of people don't know, but I mean, you're really a coach too in a lot of ways. I mean, you've got a lot of businesses, a lot of business things going on where you coach. I mean, you work with professional athletes and business owners and of all types, but minorities and different types of. You work with different colleges, and I mean, you got so many different hats. But I mean, ultimately, in a lot of those roles, you're a coach and a motivator. So, what did you take from Coach Cade into your coaching role?
People are the greatest gift, and when we have an opportunity to empower people, to motivate people, do it no matter what sphere of influence it's in. Even with my dad, he always tells the congregation that he pastors. He said, "I never stopped coaching. All I did was change venues from where I coach at. So on Sunday mornings, I'm still coaching y'all. I got the playbook, which is my Bible. This is our practice days of Monday, Wednesdays, and Sundays. And then you go out and you perform the rest of the week. And so I think he taught us all that, we can coach or motivate or inspire people no matter what sphere of influence we're in. And so that's what I took from him, not limiting coaching to a sport, but realizing that coaching is life.
I always say we all have a ministry. We all have a ministry.
Yeah, I love that. The best playbook, that's the one on Sunday morning, isn't it? That's the best playbook you got. We've got a couple more minutes, and I'm going to give Joey the last question. But before I give him the last question, my last question to you guys is really, I'll let both of y'all answer. But what does this Saturday mean to you personally, to each of you?
Whiskey.
Man, it means that a man's commitment and dedication to students in Concordia Parish is being recognized and honored. It means that flowers are given while they can still be smelled. It means that legacy will continue, that even when life takes its turn and our parents are no longer amongst us, that we can pass by that gymnasium and recognize the impact that they made, and that we have a responsibility and a charge to make that same impact. There are a lot of people who make I would say, significant deposits into the earth. But it means a lot for people to say you were so amazing that we're going to name a building after you, or we're going to name a street after you, or we're going to do X, Y, Z. That means a lot. So for us, we are honored that my dad's efforts have been recognized, because there are a lot of people who do a lot of work and it never gets any recognition or attention. So it means a whole lot. It's probably going to be super emotional for us all, being there. And now we can finally say this the house that Kay built.
That's it.
Uh,
That's it.
and so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, pretty much his life wasn't in vain, you know. And like you said, you got a standing landmark there. And like I said, not only for the people in Concordia Parish, but for the people in Kennesaw that got a pass to go to St. Joe and Waterproof. And people in Natchez, hey, I remember Coach K, 30 years, 33 years now, people, Coach K, oh, told my daughter, et cetera, that kind of stuff. So we can be very excited Saturday. Can't wait till Saturday.
Yeah, I love what Robbie just said. Flowers given while they're still able to be smelled. I mean, that's so important. That's Joey just won the Concordian of the Year, Robbie,
and voluntary
and,
right here.
And this guy, I was so happy for him whenever I saw that, because it's I didn't phrase in my brain. I didn't put it together, but I love what you said. I love that when people get honored.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we wait till everybody's gone. And like, he was a good guy.
What are you saying?
So you still got a few more years, Joe. But no, you take us out with whatever you want to.
Yeah, that's what I want to mention.
Yeah.
You mentioned your other brother Derek, and we want to mention him because funniest thing, he helps with the football team and helps you.
That's well.
And the funniest thing was they have strictly do not allow any kind of talking or anything in football games now, high school in Louisiana. And I saw a clip of Derek talking to the team, and he said, "When y'all go through that line, all I want you to say is what's happening. What's happening?" And he repeated about 10 times and had the players repeat it. I thought that was awesome. But that's Derek, right?
That's Derek. That's Derek.
No, final question I got to ask you about NIL. What's going on with that, and how is it? Just what's your impression?
I really haven't done the research on it, but I'm not a fan of it. I think, they get paid, they're not going to train as hard and that kind of stuff. The team is going to get jealous. I think it just messes up the chemistry of the team and everything. For the most part,
it's kind of like imploding in college football.
It is. Nick Saban retired.
So, would you have liked to have had that back in your day?
That being said, yeah, I'd probably had an opportunity.
You wouldn't turn that down, right?
Turn it down.
He said, "I would like to have it." I was just saying, as a coach, maybe not. Yeah. Robbie, what are your thoughts on that? Just curious.
NIL actually, Rolling River we're on our second NIL deal. Wow. We have players from Alcorn State basketball. We had 2 players last year, and we have a new player this year. There are pluses and there's negatives. For some kids, it's essential. They actually do need the money, just for their personal lives. They don't have the family support, things of that sort. So for some of them, it's beneficial, but also too, it can create a rift in teams, because I'm playing just as hard as this guy, right? But he's being paid to play, and I feel like I'm just as significant. And so I think that's the back part of it that a lot of people don't see. It's good to be able to give these kids something, but at the same time, it creates other issues and jealousies and competitiveness. And from the collegiate level, also, it makes it difficult for coaches to have player retention, right? Because of a kid, if I know I can leave Alcorn and I'm going to Alabama, they're gonna give me $10,000 a month, whatever, then I'm out the door. You know what I mean? And so the kids now don't have as much loyalty as we were forced to have, because they have opportunities that say, "Hey, come here and we'll give you more." And so they miss being coached adequately, because now they're looking for the money instead of fulfilling the assignment of the athletic assignment that they have with that team. So it's a plus, but it's a lot of negatives too. And so it's kind of like my mom, what she would do. It wasn't NIL deals, but if we went to a tournament, the tournament always names the MVP, right? And the MVP could be from Faraday, but my mom would go and buy everybody on the team out of her own pocket a trophy. You know what I mean? Because everybody else was just as significant. That MVP doesn't do what they do without the rest of the team, and it made everybody feel valuable and valued when she would do that. So and it never caused a rift. It kept that unity, that camaraderie amongst all of us. Because even though I may have been the best player, which I was, may have been one of the better players, I might have had 2 rough games. You know what I mean? And but it was this girl who did what she needed to do to make sure that we won. And so yeah, NIL can be a little slippery slope. It's a double-edged sword, in my opinion.
And it's still early. I guess you said it well. I think there's just pros and cons, and we're all as a society trying to figure out which way to twist and turn to make it work for everybody. It's still early in the game. Joey, you have anything else you want to add in?
Great job. Appreciate y'all.
We certainly appreciate you guys joining us this morning. We know that both of you guys are busy, and it's probably an understatement, but I know I speak for Joey whenever I say we're excited for you and your family and Coach Cade, and it truly is an honor. Like you said, there's a lot of people doing a lot of good things on this earth, so to be picked from the best of the best is quite an honor. So I appreciate it. Joey, any parting words?
That's it. Just enjoy the day Saturday, homecoming as well. So that's going to really make a bigger crowd, and it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back after a quick break to wrap this thing up. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
Hey y'all, it's Ronnie and Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we want to tell you about our awesome partner, J.E. Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chicks.
Hicks Chicks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know that they are also open to the public?
Hicks Chicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish.
And don't forget about their delicious burgers that are already pattied up for you, and their amazing dessert options.
So stop by today at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Road in Natchez. Hicks Chicks.
Way more than just chicken.
Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight, and I want to tell you about our awesome partners, Wardo's Po' Boys. Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granting III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country. We want to tell you about our awesome partners, Cyber Technology, Greg Beck Clinic, Hicks Chicks, Kenny Chesney's Blue Chair Bay Rum, and all of our awesome partners that you see on the screen right now. Make sure to do business with them and tell them Miss Lou Champion sent you.
All right, guys, we are back. Joey's singing a little James Brown in the break here, and Dustin was requesting Rick James. I don't know what's going on in here. So, James Brown, Rick James, Joey's singing. It's crazy in here this morning.
Oh,
Man, big thank you to Coach Sean Davis and the Robbie Cade
awesome.
first.
They
That was
were
awesome.
Great
Man,
stories.
it is great stories, and I wish we could have kept them guys on here for 2
yeah,
hours.
easy.
But it was just a lot of fun to talk to them.
We had church in here.
That's right. Look, hey, one thing about Robbie, when you're around Robbie, you're going to church. That's one thing that we know, and I love that about her.
Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, since the very first time I met Robbie, I could hear when she first opened Rolling River, she would yell on the sidewalk, "Roddy Calhoun," and I'm like, "This woman's crazy," but I loved her, since day one, and her and Dustin do so much. They talk regularly, and they do so much together these days. So she's such a great person. It was an honor for me to meet Coach for the first time. So thank you for setting all that up for us. Real quick before we get out of here, I just wanted to touch on a couple of quick games. The LSU UCLA game.
Yeah.
That first half was hard to watch. Did you feel the same way?
I felt the exact same way. Like, wow, what's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We're however many games into the LSU season. I still don't even know what I'm watching.
And now the loss of Harold Perkins is just.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, if record-wise they're sitting there with one loss, but I tell you, and people out there may disagree with me, and I get why they were doing it. They were probably just trying to wear UCLA down, get in the second half and win the game. But what was so frustrating to me to watch was like 9 out of 10 runs were the same exact run.
Mhm.
It's just the read and it's straight up the middle. And it's like, I could be a defense coordinator and stop that. I mean, it's coming every time. And then if it's third and short, it's the same run up the middle. And it's just, I don't know. Last year there were so many big explosive plays and everything.
Right.
Nussmeier's doing a heck of a job. It's just the running calls. I mean, we got to have a little bit. Our running backs aren't very good, relatively speaking,
yeah.
and compared to some of these teams we're playing.
Right.
So you got to help them out. I mean, you can't just, and that makes the line not look very good too. Whenever everybody's like, we know where he's running the ball. So that's my 2 cents on it. What did you take away
that
from it?
too, and what also was hard to watch was the empty seats.
Yeah, well,
and I get it. It's
yeah,
hot.
Yeah,
I understand they had 70 people they had to take to first aid from heat.
Me and you would have both had a sunburn.
But yeah, you're right, and don't sleep on South Alabama. They beat App State up there. That's a good football team.
South Alabama has a very good offense, and that worries me a little bit going in. So I don't know what the spread on this is, but
I think it's 22.
Yeah,
just what I heard.
I wouldn't be surprised to see LSU not cover the spread again. I don't think they've covered the spread one time this year. So LSU gets a lot of their spread based on name recognition and stuff.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, look, I'm a Tiger forever, and I'm gonna root for them, good or bad or ugly. But it's just we want to see better out there. We want to see now. Next year's class coming in is going to be amazing if we can keep them together.
That's the main thing.
So I think the main thing is just to salvage this year, and try to string some wins together. I mean, if we can get 9 or 10 wins, I think that's enough to keep the team together.
Don't let it bottom out and turn away recruits.
Because I'm looking at that defense and the running game. Nuts is doing all he can.
Oh yeah.
But I'm looking at it, and I'm starting to, as we get into that meat of the season, I'm like, I don't know where we're going to find these wins.
Yeah.
But you never know. LSU's always got talent, and they've always got the ability to turn it on.
Right.
So, any other things you want to?
Oh, you talked about the Saints, and I think we got to talk about injuries there, man.
Yeah.
Especially the offensive line. That was a concern to start with, and now losing Ruiz makes it worse.
Yeah, Taysom Hill not being in that game, I think, was bigger than we. But the center going out on the first drive or whatever it was, I mean, I was watching it with some buddies, and I said right then, I was like, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
For as smoothly as that offense had been running, that center is a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I hope that they can just do half of it. But it was without him and without Taysom,
Yeah,
It looked like a completely different offense. It
They
looked
did.
like the old offense.
right.
Um,
Huge game in Atlanta Sunday. So
Yeah, that'd be big. And there's a couple of different ways to look at that game. You could say that, well, the Saints should have won, but then also you can say they got 2 turnovers.
Mhm.
Philadelphia turned the ball over on downs twice.
Mhm.
So really, Philadelphia could have
oh yeah, it
put
could
up
have been
a
worse.
lot more points on the
Yeah.
board. But but in the NFL, you've got the luxury of putting it behind you and saying,
Right.
"Hey, who cares?
Hey, look
It's
at
not a rating system.
Look at the Bengals.
All you have to do is win your division, and you move on." So
Was that fun Monday night or what?
yeah, I fell asleep. I can't lie to you. Oh goodness!
That was
But
good.
yeah, I love saying they said that was the first time there was. I can't remember the exact stat. I should have written
No
it down.
punts
Yeah, no punts,
and what was it? Was it no turnovers?
no punts, and no turnovers by either team. It was the first time in
86 years.
86 years, no punts and no turnovers by either team.
Right.
So it was cool that both quarterbacks were LSU
Oh, yeah.
quarterbacks. So and it was Monday night that happened.
Exactly.
So that's a big win for LSU for recruiting and stuff like that too. So is there anything else you want to add in?
That'll do it for me, brother.
So all right, well we got another fun set of games this Friday night. And do you have the list in front of you? You want to run through it, or
Let's
do you
see.
not have it in front
I
of you?
do have it. Faraday Homecoming,
Yeah.
and they've got a big game for them in Delhi Charter. That's not going to be an easy game. Delhi
Okay.
Charter's good, and Cathedral has Park Lane, Ron Rushing coming back.
Okay.
Who else? We say AC Silliman, Natchez Jefferson County. I think we talked about that. Delta Charter is off,
Okay.
and Bidet is going to Grant. So
Okay.
good luck to all our teams.
Yeah, good luck to everybody. Keep up the good work. And Joey, as always, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you to everybody out there watching. Thank you to all of our partners who helped make this possible. God bless everybody out there. And as always,
Have a
champion day.
Play to win our $50,000 Ace of Spades Progressive with drawings every Friday and Saturday through November 2nd. Score big wins at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel. It's always a good time. Visit magnoliabluffscasino.com.